Hi friends, today's date is 26 August 2012, Sunday. This video is on chapter 12 of Right to Recall Party Manifesto. The Right to Recall Party Manifesto is at rahulmehta.com/301.htm. You can download it for free. The print version will come in about 15-20 days. The Chapter 12 is list of important Gazette notifications. You can download from rahulmehta.com/301.htm. I'll repeat, rahulmehta.com/301.htm. Chapter 12 is important Gazette notifications, drafts we propose. What is Gazette notification? This is sample Gazette notification of Gujarat. Gazette notification is a document published by Chief Ministers and Prime Minister. They publish it once a month, maybe once a week, whenever they need. The document goes to all government officers such as collector, secretary, etc. And based on the document has instructions to collectors and all the middle level officers. And it has got instruction to secretary, and so it is minister's instruction to secretaries, minister's instruction to collector, and secretaries, department secretaries will prepare detailed instruction based on instructions coming from ministers. So it is order by minister to secretary to prepare details for collector and so forth. So if you want change in government, or if you want change in the behavior of officers, then prerequisite is that you publish an appropriate draft in the Gazette. So there will be two parts. One is deciding what should go in the Gazette, and then depending on what has gone in the Gazette, the officers will behave differently. So if it is not as per, if the result, the final outcome is not as per the requirement, as per the desire, then either the person who wrote Gazette notification was corrupt or stupid, or the collector, etc., they did not fulfill that, obey the Gazette notification, in which case they should be punished, provided the instructions were objective and instruction was something that they can finish in 8-hour day, 10-hour day. Gazette notification can be also compared with blueprint of a building, or it can be, you can call it executable code, procedural code, whatever. So what are the GNs we are proposing? The first important GN we are proposing is TCP, Transparent Complaint Filing. It is given in section 1.3. 3 lines, just the 3 lines. First line says a citizen has complained. If he wants, his complaint will come on PM's website. He has to go to collector's office, give 20 rupee fee, etc., etc. His complaint will come on PM's website. Second line says, any citizen who wants to register yes no can register yes no by giving 3 rupee fee to the patwari. This is the first Gazette notification we are proposing. This is not negotiable. Not negotiable means that we ask activists, we ask MP, ML, etc., that all we are asking for is let citizen have his complaint on the website. We are not saying that Prime Minister must attend it in 1 month or must attend it in 3 months or whatever. If he attends, fine. If he doesn't attend, fine. And citizens should be allowed to register yes, no on a complaint. Well, so far each and every political party leader has opposed it. The new political leaders such as Anna, Arvind Gandhi, they have also opposed it. They refused to put it in Jan Lokpal draft. In Jan Lokpal draft, we suggested that please add these 2 clauses. That if a citizen gives complaint to Jan Lokpal, and if the citizen wants that the complaint should come on Jan Lokpal's website, then complaint should come on Jan Lokpal website. And second clause, that a citizen goes to Jan Lokpal's office at Tahsil level, district level, whichever office that the Jan Lokpal has created, and says that kindly add my name to this specific complaint, then his name should get added and the name should also appear on Jan Lokpal's website. The Anna and Arvind Gandhi both refused to support this proposal. They opposed it, that no such proposal will ever come in Jan Lokpal draft. You can ask them. I request you to ask them, and whatever answer they give, please put it on Facebook as your status. So TCP is the first GN we want. Next GN is MRCM, Mineral Royalties for Citizens and Military, Chapter 5. Right to recall District Police Chief, it's given in Chapter 22. Right to recall PM, given in Chapter 6. Right to recall Supreme Court Chief Judge, given in Chapter 7. Next is reducing reservation with approval of poor ST, SC, OBC. I have proposed a draft which, when comes on, all these changes come after TCP comes in the Gazette. All the changes we are proposing, we plan to carry forward them only after TCP is printed in the Gazette. As long as TCP is not printed in the Gazette, our demand is print TCP in the Gazette. And if any other MP wants to put any other draft in Gazette, he is more than welcome. We never oppose that. So reducing reservation with support of poor ST, SC, OBC, that's the draft given in Chapter 8 and Chapter 36 of my reference material. Now we have proposed about 200 drafts. I'll briefly read over all the drafts. I'll give a rough background that many times people say that our drafts are unconstitutional. I had long debate with many lawyers. They could not find out even one clause which was unconstitutional, and so what these lawyers now say that they never read this draft. You ask any political science professor, you ask any lawyer, you ask any activist leader like Anna or Arvind Gandhi or whosoever, they will all say that they have not read this draft, they don't want to waste their time reading this nonsense draft. That is fine. But at the same time they say that these drafts are unconstitutional, something that is very counterintuitive, that how the hell they can say that these drafts are unconstitutional if they have not read even one line of it. And we repeatedly asked them that the draft is only 1 page or 2 pages. Can you tell me which line, which clause in my draft violates which article in the Constitution? I have been campaigning for this draft for past 14 years, since 1998. Nobody has pointed out anything unconstitutional. So all these drafts are constitutional. We have blanket commitment towards democracy. We are committed to all concepts and not committed to any concept except democracy. Somebody says I am secular, I say okay, I am secular. Somebody says I am communal, I say okay, I am communal. Somebody says I am a pseudo-secular, I don't mind, I say okay, fine, I am pseudo-secular. Somebody says I am pseudo-nationalist, pseudo-patriotic, I say okay, fine. There is only one label on which I do not compromise, is democracist, that I believe in democracy. That is, citizens' voice is voice of God, as there is a saying in Tamil. It's a 2000-year-old saying, Makkal Thirpu, Mahsan Thirpu. Makkal people, Thirpu voice. Mahsan means God. Again, Thirpu means voice. Makkal Thirpu, Mahsan Thirpu. Voice of people is voice of God. Now, what are our demands? I'll start with some symbolic demands. Symbolic demands are, and petty demands, small demands. Allow citizen to change his ration card shop. Say he is getting grains from a particular ration card shop, he wants to change it. He should be allowed to change it any day, any time, so that there is a competition in shopkeeper to deliver better and better. Similarly, allow citizen to change his gas cylinder agency. Then manufacture 3 liter and 5 liter cooking gas, liquid LPG gas, because poor people cannot afford 14 liter. These are all small demands I'll start with. Then another very small demand is enact right to recall district education officer, right to recall district municipal commissioner, district police chief, state transport chairman, ST, AMTS chairman, etc. Then Duratma Gandhi in 1935 had said, Duratma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Ghazi and Vallabhbhai Patel, these 3 leaders in 1931 had said that right to bear guns should be made fundamental right. So we are requesting that gather citizens' opinion on these proposals. And these are some of our petty demands. Now I'll come to the main demand. MRCM, Chapter 5. MRCM says that 2/3 of the mineral royalty and 2/3 of the government land plot will go to directly to citizen, 1/3 will go to military. Then procedure to reduce inflation. It is given in Chapter 8 and Chapter Chapter 9 and Chapter 23. Right to recall Reserve Bank Governor. Then in MRCM it is already included. If the person has third child or fourth child, then the amount of money you will get from MRCM will reduce. Then economic incentive for having fewer children, which I mentioned in MRCM. And another is that if a person has 4 kids and has 5th kid, then prison sentence. And after 5 years, it will be made 3rd kid, that if he has 3 kids and has 4th kid, then there will be prison sentence. And all the government plots will be given only by auction. This is something I had written in way back in 1998, and it is also there in manifesto of 2008. Many of you might be having copies. Long before all this coal scam and 2G scam has started, I had suggested that all government property should be rented, not given but rented only by auction. Now comes next set of GN 12.5. Section 12.5, GNs to improve our military. 1/3 of mineral royalty should go to military, 1/3 of the plot rent should go to military. Wealth tax of 1% of market value of all land towards military expenditure. Increase the number of soldiers from 10 lakh to 40 lakh. Increase soldiers' salary by 100%, that is make it double. Recruit lakhs and lakhs of engineers, technicians, scientists to manufacture weapons. Make right to bear gun a fundamental right. That is, gather citizens' opinion. See, each time I give a proposal, kindly note this, that my proposal is that bring TCP and through TCP gather citizens' opinion on it. So right to bear gun should be made a fundamental right. Second, nuclear armed armament, parity with China. This corrupt Vajpayee government created a useless principle called as minimal credible deterrence. The nuclear weapon we have are neither minimal nor credible. China has done nuclear explosion test of 4,000 kiloton, whereas India's biggest test is about 75 kiloton. So we are 1/50th of China roughly. And China has done 45 nuclear tests. We have done only 2 or 5. If you take Pokhran 1 as 2 and Pokhran 2 as 3 tests, then we have done 5 tests, whereas China has done 45. China has done 22 atmosphere explosion. We have not done even 1 atmosphere explosion. So parity with China is one of the important point in our manifesto. Then impose custom duty of 300%. 1/3 of the custom duty will go to citizens and 2/3 will go towards government expenditure, of which half will go towards military. Imposing customs duty is necessary to encourage local manufacturing, and when local manufacturing increase, the weapon manufacturing will also increase. Now comes Gazette notification drafts. We demand to improve police. Section 12.6 and Chapter 22. Chapter 22 is how police department can be improved. One is right to recall district police chief, right to recall CM, right to recall home minister. Then computerization of all records at police station. Enact jury system over policemen. The jury can expel the policeman. Wealth tax of 0.5% over market value. For the money will be spent mainly only for police and court. Increasing salary of policemen. Increasing number of policemen from 15 lakh to 45 lakh. India is one of the worst policemen to citizen ratio. Compared to US, we have 1/5 policeman per capita. Per 1 lakh of population, I think India has only 100 policemen. USA has about 500 policemen. So we need to increase the policeman's strength from 45 lakh to 44 lakh, or at least 45 lakh to 50 lakh. Recruitment and police examen only through written exam and physical test, no interviews. And transfer of PI etc. Policemen should be by random list, randomized transfer, no discretionary transfer. Section 12.7 deals with important Gazette notification drafts we are proposing with respect to courts. We know courts have practically broken down. It takes years and years to get judgment. So how can we fix the court? By which Gazette notification? What should we print in the Gazette so that the functionality of the court improves, the corruption in the court decreases, nepotism in the court decreases? What should be write in the Gazette? The proposals are: allow a citizen to add his name in PIL for 3 rupee fee. The basic, which all politicians have opposed. Anna has opposed, Subramanian Swamy of course opposes. You can ask him on Twitter, email, whatever. Then right to recall Supreme Court Chief Judge, right to recall High Court Judge, computerization of all court records except the one where judge says that it should not be put. For example, let's say if it is a rape case, then it is not a good idea to put name of the victim. So the judge can remove those portions from the judgment record. But otherwise, every judgment every case proceeding should go on the internet so that citizens can follow up the case. For example, lot of cases you see, you never know what happened after that. Like one guy in Gurgaon was going in some BMW, rammed into a car, and a pregnant woman died and her child also died. The husband got injured. The father-in-law got injured. Now you do not know what is happening with the case. Media will cover it for 1 day, 2 days, then it's basically paid media. That guy could buy BMW, he will offer half the money to the major newspapers, and the editors and newspaper owners will stop writing it. So, but if all court records, including intermediate case judgments or status, is put on the court's website, then companies like Google can take that record and put it on Google and make it searchable. So that way you can connect yourself with a particular case. So whatever that is happening to that case will automatically come through to your email or feed, and that way you can keep track of the cases. So computerization of all court record and putting them on internet. Abolish judge system and use jury system. That is most important. We can make all technical changes, but the fact is that the judges are corrupt, the judges are nepotic, and the judges have nexuses with their relative lawyer, friend lawyer, etc. And the solution is jury system that I have described in chapter 21. Chapter 21 describes the jury system. And only reason why American courts are better than Indian courts is jury system, and there is no other reason. Then enact national ID system so that all records can be properly identified and tagged. Increase the number of courts from 16,000 to 1 lakh. That is important. India is one of the worst number of courts per 1 lakh ratio. We have, I think, 10 courts per 1 lakh of population, whereas US has about 100 courts per 1 lakh of population. So we need to increase number of courts in India from 16,000 to about 1 lakh. If you have 1 lakh court, then there are 3 crore cases which will get disposed in 3 years. That is also a long time, but if we don't increase number of courts, then it will take 30 years to dispose those cases, maybe more. Then introduce law as a subject from class 6 or whenever parents decide. If a parent says no, not class 6 but class 4, then I will say class 4. Parent says no, class 6, class 8, then class 8. But law as a subject, CRPC, Criminal Procedure Code, IPC, Civil Procedure Code, bail related laws, all these, Evidence Act, laws related with property, rent, contract, all these laws will be taught as a formal subjects starting from class 6. All this education related, this proposal is detailed and described in chapter 30. So these are the ways we can improve our courts. And improving administration in general. One is trial by majority. That is, any officer, collector or above, he can be tried by majority. This was there in Greece. In Greece, the majority can assemble, the city can assemble and expel the king. Now we have a nation of 120 crore. We can't assemble at one place, but we don't need to assemble at one place. Each person can walk to Patwari's office and register his yes no on a specific case, or he can register yes no via ATM or SMS. So that way, trial by majority will include punishment by majority, fine by majority, imprisonment by majority, execution by majority. So if the citizens think that this PM is highly corrupt and he should be executed, and if 38 crore citizens think so, then he will be executed. Then recruitment strictly via written exam. Transfer should be through random selections. Jury system over all officers. Officers can expel the jury system. Putting wealth and income statement of all MP, MLA, IAS, IPS, judges, etc., including the income and wealth statement of their charitable trust and companies. See, majority of these MP, MLA and IAS, IPS judges, what they do is that they put crores of rupees of wealth in their charitable trust. And when it comes to filing election affidavit, the law says that you don't have to put your charitable trust asset. I do. In the first election I contested, I only mentioned it that I have that I am trustee of a charitable trustee, and that trust has got a building book value 9 lakh and market value 25 lakh, and it has all the assets of that trust. And all my 3 elections, on my affidavit I had written that I am chairman of a charitable trust. My father started it some 20-25 years back, and I happen to be the chairman. Otherwise, that trust has not taken donation in past 11-12 years. Ever since I came back from US, I said no donation. So the trust is there because it happens to be there. Otherwise, there is no major activity via the trust. But I write on my affidavit that I am chairman of a charitable trust, and that trust has asset of so many lakhs, etc. But all these MP, MLA, they have charitable trust whose land is in tens of thousands of crore, like this Surpankha Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi. She does not know how many miles of land she owns in Delhi via all this charitable trust in the name of Gandhi and Nehru and Indira Gandhi and Mahatma Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi and all that. How many miles of land in Delhi alone she owns, she probably won't be knowing, and they own land all over India. Similarly, Advani says that he has got 4 crore of wealth, which is fine, no big deal, because he bought a flat for a few lakhs and that flat is worth now 1 crore, so it is not black money. These days a small flat is worth 1 crore rupees in Bombay, so it is not really black money. He bought it for a few lakhs and he legally made that few lakhs. But at the same time he was heading a trust which had land of 50 crore and he did not write it on affidavit, and law does not require. So the law that we have demanded is that every MP, MLA, etc. will have to write his wealth, his charitable trust wealth, his company's wealth on the affidavit and post it on website, and also his close relative. What is relative? Companies Act. Company Act makes a list of relative, that what is called a relative and close relative, etc. So all the property they have will also come on the website, and how many of their relatives are applied for green card, and how many of their relatives are citizen of US or any other country. Because all these judges, MP, MLA, ministers, God knows what, they keep telling youth of the country that you should serve the country, you should sacrifice your life and limb and wealth and everything for the country. Why don't you bloody preach this lecture to your own kid who has become citizen of US or who is now some green card holder, and let him first come to India and then preach to other common men. All these judges and MP, MLA, they give, including all these RSS MLA, RSS MP and BJP MPs, they are very patriotic, and these CPM MPs, they keep cursing running dogs of imperialism, namely America, and all their sons are citizens of America. Of course, they can get away by saying that he is my son. Fine, I am not saying association is a crime. If your son is a citizen of America, I will not hold it on you, but it does make a statement about what kind of family values you have. So, I am not suggesting any law that just because his relative applied for green card, so he should be expelled, but if his relative has applied for a green card, it should come on a website and citizens should know about it. Now another law that I have proposed is whole bunch of right to recall. I have proposed right to recall on over 250 positions. And the list increases. List keeps increasing. How many are there in this list right now? Yeah, about 150, sorry. About 150 to 200 positions. Right to recall PM, CM, Mayor. I'll briefly read out. I won't read the whole list. It's there in section 12.9. Again, this book is on rahulmehta.com/3 301.htm, chapter 12, section 12.9, right to recall PM, CM, Mayor, District Sarpanch, Gram Sarpanch, right to recall Supreme Court Judge, High Court Judge, District Court Judge, jury administration, jury administrator. The post will come when we have jury system in India. Jury system is described in chapter 21. Right to recall MP, MLA, right to recall corporator, right to recall Reserve Bank Governor, right to recall Chairman of SBI, right to recall Solicitor General of India, Attorney General of India and corresponding position at state and district level, right to recall Chairman Medical Council of India. This is important. Why do I have this self-finance nonsense in medical college? Medical college should not be self-finance. You should not let a bloody 50% guy get a seat in medical just because he has all the wealth in the world. And at the same time, topper. Today the situation is that the person who is a topper in Gujarat board, if he does not have 15 lakh rupees, he cannot get admission in Vadilal Sarabhai VS Hospital's medical college. Because the entire college is now self-financed. So if a person goes to apply for admission, the gatekeeper will ask, do you have 15 lakh? No, get out. Period. So because of that, many intelligent students are not able to become doctor. The value of education is decreased. But all this happened because of Chairman Medical Council of India was corrupt. And of course, Health Minister. This self-finance business is because PM, CM, Health Minister of Centers, Health Minister of State, Chairman of Medical Council of India and also Supreme Court judges and High Court judges, they promoted this self-finance college so that their kids can get admission easily, and middle class kids who could be bright, they cannot, because they might get good rank in the board, but they don't have 15-20 lakh for medical seats, so they cannot get admission. So right to recall Chairman Medical Council of India is must. Chairman of right to recall over Home Minister of India and CBI Director. Otherwise the morons like Shinde will keep becoming Home Minister. Why is this moron Shinde Home Minister? What happened is that Manmohan Singh and Sonia Gandhi said that we want a person who can keep India in dark. So Shinde proved that he can keep India in dark. He shut off the grid and whole half the India was in dark for about 2 days. So he said, see, I can keep whole India in dark. So Sonia Gandhi says, fine, there are important issues like Bangladeshi infiltration. If you want to keep whole India in dark, so you become Home Minister. But that person is Home Minister because we don't have right to recall Home Minister. Otherwise we can expel and put somebody better, less bad, whatever you call, but as a Home Minister. Could be General VK Singh or could be anyone. There are tens of names I can think of. But if we have right to recall Home Minister, then we can keep expel Shinde and make a better person as Home Minister of India. Right to recall Finance Minister of India. Why is a corrupt man like Chidambaram Finance Minister of India? Because we don't have right to recall Finance Minister. If we have right to recall Finance Minister, we can expel him and put someone better or less bad. Then right to recall Education Minister at state and central level, as well as right to recall District Education Officer, right to recall Health Minister, right to recall UGC Chairman, Agriculture Minister. There is a long list. I will now read only important position. Right to recall Railway Minister, right to recall Telecom Minister, Telecom Regulator, Chairman of Central Board of Direct Taxation. Why is black money not coming? Because CTBT Chairman is corrupt. In one line, if I have to give reason, Chairman of CTBT Board is highly corrupt, of course, along with Prime Minister and Finance Minister. Therefore, black money is not coming in India. Then comes history textbooks. History textbooks are all rotten because we don't have right to recall over Chairman Archaeological Survey of India and Chairman National History Council and Chairman of NCERT. And therefore we have all this nonsense textbooks which say that we got freedom because Duratma Gandhi was spinning well and Rashtrapita Subhash Chandra Bose had no role to play and Navy revolt was not revolt, it was a mutiny. All this paid historian, all this we are getting all this paid history because of paid historians, and that is because we don't have right to recall over textbook officers. Then right to recall over National Women's Commission. National Women Commission is just a time pass body because they are not doing anything. They have made themselves a time pass body. So many cases of atrocity on women come and they just sleep, and that's mainly because we don't have right to recall over National Commission of Women. Then National Commission over National Dalit Atrocity Prevention Commission. National Bar Council Chairman. The reason why we see so much rottenness in law business is because Bar Council Chairmen are not recallable. So we require right to recall over Bar Council of India Chairman and also State Bar Council. Then right to recall Jan Lokpal, right to recall State level Lokayukt, and right to recall Doordarshan Chairman. That's important. See, paid media problem is mainly because we don't have right to recall Doordarshan Chairman. Once right to recall Doordarshan comes, this paid media nonsense will reduce to 1% of what it is today. 1%, 99% problem will get solved. Why? Because once there is right to recall over Doordarshan Chairman plus my exact proposal is there. One of the videos is here on right to recall group channel. Video title is E1001. E1001 that describes about media and how right to recall Doordarshan will reduce the paid media problem. Then right to recall ONGC Chairman, HPSL says one reason why oil price is shooting is because ONGC is highly inefficient and corrupt, and the corruption can be reduced by right to recall ONGC Chairman. Now, the Gazette notification we demand with respect to taxation, section 12.10. Wealth tax of 2% of market value of the land. There is a Hindi video which describes the detail. English video will come in about a week or two. Abolish all regressive taxes such as GST, VAT, sales tax and service tax. National ID system to track all transaction. Income tax will be reduced, it cannot be abolished. I have explained why. I'll explain in my coming video why income tax cannot be abolished. It can be reduced by supplementing it by wealth tax. Abolish section 80G. 80G and 35AC are tax evading sections. So-called people will donate money for charity and then say I have donated money for charity, so no taxes. So I won't pay tax. It's legal and we should cancel this law. If you want to do charity, do with your own money, pay the taxes first. Because we need police, court, military to run the country, to protect the country and protect your charity as well. If you are running charity operation, does not mean that you are not using police, court and military. So somebody has to pay police, court and military and better you pay. Income tax and wealth tax over trust with exemption limit of 200 rupees per member. And one person can become member of 5 charitable trusts at most. So if someone is running a small school, a very small school, lower middle class type school, then he will practically pay zero wealth tax. Why? Because let us say he is having certain square feet of area and wealth tax comes to whatever, then he can tell the parents that you become member of my trust or I'll charge you 200 rupees extra. So most parents will become member of the trust. So in that case, that particular trust will not have to pay any rent, wealth tax. But say there is a school like Sharad Pawar International School, some 100 acre of land. How many students? I don't know, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So those guys will end up paying big amount of tax, wealth tax. And it is not that somebody is robbing them. They are having land. Military, police and courts are there to protect that land and to pay the expenses of military, police and court. The land is being taxed. Citizens review over income tax collection exemption clause. Abolition of all tax benefit given to SEZ. SEZs will be taxed at par. Then GNV demand to reduce infiltration of Bangladeshi. This is important. All political parties including BJP, RSS, they are opposing solution to Bangladeshi infiltration problem. They insist that talk about problem, raise emotions in the people, get the votes, and once you get the votes, the BJP people, RSS people will become MP, MLA and they will collect bribe as they do. But you ask them, what should be right in the Gazette so that Bangladeshis can be proven, identified, seeked and then expelled? They will not give you draft. They have not given draft in past 20 years. They were in power for 6 years, 1998 to 2004. They refused to give any draft. They did not. And they started opposing the draft because they started getting bribe from Saudi Arabia, so they started opposing draft. Other parties such as Congress, CPM, Trinamool Congress and Anna, they are openly welcoming Bangladeshi. As if Bangladeshis are our divine guests or brothers. Anna and Arvind Gandhi openly made statements, you can find them on YouTube, that Bangladeshi should not be expelled. Poor Bangladeshi, he refers them as poor bechare Bangladeshi. So for Bangladeshi, the proposal that I have suggested is in chapter 33, that take narco test in public, jury trial, and by obtaining blood samples of their relatives in Bangladesh, by his Bangladeshi origin can be proven. We don't have to prosecute all 1 crore of them. Imprison about 5,000 Bangladeshis for 10-15 years or execute them. They can be executed under section 121 of IPC. Section 121 of IPC says waging war against state. So if large number of infiltrators enter into country, it can be taken as equivalent to war, particularly in Bodoland area, where Bangladeshis have used violent means to displace Indian citizens. So that amounts to waging war. So under section IPC, under IPC section 121 or 125, they can be executed. So execute about 1,000 Bangladeshis and all 1 crore, 2 crore Bangladeshis will go back. But all other parties have opposed these proposals. Gazette notifications draft to save Jammu Kashmir, that we can, through national referendum, we can abolish Article 370, and through national referendum we can merge Jammu Kashmir with Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, and that will take care of the problem. Of course, prerequisite is we have to strengthen the military, because if we don't have strong military, JK issue is going to remain unsolved, because JK problem, Jammu Kashmir problem, is because America, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan and now China, all these 4 countries are helping secessionists in Jammu and Kashmir, and we require powerful military to threaten these countries not to intervene. Then demands to improve civil law. We are the only political party which has sought abolition of 498A. And when I seek abolition, what do I mean by abolition? That print TCP draft in Gazette. This is section 1.3 of my reference material manifesto, TCP draft. Once this comes in Gazette, citizens will be able to specify their opinion whether they want 498A, Dahej Wala Kanun, to continue or not. Majority, 80% citizens will demand abolition of 498A, and this will remain abolished. Why this 498A is there? Because lawyers are making more than 5,000 crore rupees a year from this Dahej Wala Kanun. And many lawyers are close relatives of Supreme Court and High Court judges. So Supreme Court judges say it is 100% constitutional, will keep it. Policemen are making crores of rupees out of it, and they give portion of the bribe they collect to Home Minister and Chief Minister. So MP do not make any money out of 498A, but what MPs say is that lawyers are making money, and many lawyers are judges' relatives. So 498A is keeping judges happy. It is keeping my brothers in state government happy, because MLAs get a portion of the bribe that PI collects. Home Minister and Chief Minister get portion of the bribe that PI collects. So if the 498 is abolished, then bribe collection will decrease, and therefore MPs are protecting this law. Then narco test in public for usurers. What is usurers? People who are charging heavy interest. What is heavy interest? More than 24% a year. How am I saying 24% a year? That banks are charging 18% interest a year on unsecured loans, 15% to 18%. So in my opinion, again the law will come through TCP. In my opinion, if banks are charging 15%, 18%, then interest more than 30% is usury. If anyone is charging interest more than 30% per year, he should be thrown into prison. And how to find whether a person is usurer, how to prosecute him, how to prove it, narco test in public and other tests I have described in in chapter it is described in improving civil laws, 37, chapter 37, improving specific civil criminal cases, and chapter 57, improve agriculture, reduce farmer suicide, because lot of farmer suicide is because of usury, high interest, and so forth. And system to resolve loan default at the same time, because many people have money and they don't repay. That is also we have to solve. That lot of people have money but they deliberately don't repay. Then prompt divorces. Today divorce trial are taking 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years. People end up losing their whole life after it. So prompt divorce, the divorce judgment should come within 6 months to at most 1 year. And prompt child custody law. Then laws to bring Swadeshi. We are the only party which is promoting laws to promote Swadeshi. Those laws are described in chapter 26, improving engineering skills in India, and chapter 20. Chapter 20 is promoting Swadeshi. First we can create a concept called wholly owned by Indian, WOIC, and once WOIC is formed, we can put that this businesses can be done only by WOIC, and so forth. Then expel, put information on citizen residency status of each and every government employee, and also whether his relatives have applied for green card or citizenship. Expel all IAS, IPS, MPs, judges who have applied for green card in foreign country. I don't know how many MP, MLA have applied for green card, but I do know one MP candidate in India who was MP candidate. He lost the election, but he was holding a green card, and we should not allow that. We should not be having people in government, whether government officer or MP, MLA or judge, who are holding green card or having residency status abroad. So these are our demand. Now comes symbolic demand. Symbolic demand is ban Jana Gana Mana in government premises. You are free to sing Jana Gana Mana at home. I believe in free speech, but nobody can say, if somebody sings Jana Gana Mana in a government premise, jury can prison in, and if a government officer sings Jana Gana Mana, jury can imprison him for 6 months. And Vande Mataram will become the national song as well as national anthem. We don't need 2 songs. One is enough. Vande Mataram is enough. Then remove pictures of Mohan Bhai, Duratma Gandhi as we call it. We are proposing a Gazette notification. In the Gazette notification, we won't use the word Duratma Gandhi. We'll use the word Mohan Bhai Gandhi or Mohandas Gandhi. That no government premises will have picture of Mohandas Gandhi. It will have picture of only Rashtrapita Mahatma Subhash Chandra Bose. Soldiers will be required to have picture of Mahatma Subhash Chandra Bose. Every military gate will have a picture of Mahatma Subhash Chandra Bose. It is banned. As of today, British has had banned it. I don't know if that law is still in effect, but I think it is. As of today in military, a soldier can be punished for keeping picture of Rashtrapita Mahatma Subhash Chandra Bose. And all government documents none of the government document will refer to Mohan Bhai as Mahatma Gandhi. He will be referred only as Mohandas Gandhi. And official documents will refer to Subhash Chandra Bose as Mahatma Subhash Chandra Bose and Rashtrapita Subhash Chandra Bose. The currency notes will have pictures of Rashtrapita Mahatma Subhash Chandra Bose, Mahatma Udham Singh, Mahatma Bhagat Singh, Mahatma Chandrasekhar Azad, Mahatma Sachindranath Sanyal, etc. The Independence Day is August 15. We propose to change it to 18 February, the Navy Revolt Day, because that is the day that was turning point in the history of India. Of course, we have some difference of opinion. Many of our colleagues say that it should be, I forgot the exact date, the date on which Mahatma Subhash Chandra Bose captured part of Nagaland. Rashtrapita Mahatma Subhash Chandra Bose had defeated Indian British Army and captured part of Nagaland. Of course, then Air Force was used and he was forced to retreat. But that day should be, that was the first incident when national flag was hoisted on Indian land. The first date on which Indian national flag was hosted on Indian territory was when Rashtrapita Mahatma Subhash Chandra Bose captured portion of Nagaland. So that day can be made Independence Day or Navy Revolt Day. And of course, October 2 will not be national holiday, and that day will be working day even if that happens to be Saturday or Sunday. So October 2 will not be holiday under any circumstances. And renaming the cities, renaming Ahmedabad to Karnavati, the proposal was passed by Ahmedabad Municipal Commissioner, Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation long back. State government passed it. Vajpayee was in power for 13 days in 1996, I forgot exact year time span. He had option of signing that proposal, but he did not, because he was interested in only two big money cases, Sukhoi and Enroy. That's why I call him Vajpayee Enron Purush. In the 13-day government in around year 1995-96, he passed only two decisions, Sukhoi and Enron. He refused to change name of Ahmedabad to Karnavati. Incidentally, he was MP of Karnavati at that time, MP of Ahmedabad, and he did not bother to do it. And similarly, change the name of Aurangabad to Sambhajinagar. In general, I don't have problem if the king was Hindu or Muslim is non-issue. If the king was a not so bad guy like Akbar, I won't say good guy, because by today's standard all king could be bad, but at least he comes out as not so bad guy. So if a city is named after Akbar, I don't have problem, but it should not be named after atrocious people like Aurangzeb or Ahmad Shah, etc. So name of Ahmedabad should be changed back to Karnavati, Aurangabad should be changed to Sambhajinagar, and so forth. And of course, Ram Janmabhoomi, that is not a symbolic demand, it's a material demand. It's given in chapter that Ram Janmabhoomi should be made a temple. Ram Janmabhoomi, Krishna Janmabhoomi, Kashi Vishwanath. Chapter 35. These three plots, and in my opinion only these three plots. The debate stands here. There is a list of 15,000 temples and Gurudwara, mosque which were formal temples, but I am not interested in any one of them except three. Kashi Vishwanath, which was broken by Aurangzeb, Krishna Janmabhoomi, which was again broken by Aurangzeb, and Ram Janmabhoomi, which was broken by Babar. And another is Amarnath. Amarnath is already a temple, but area around that is not given to Amarnath temple, and area around that, around 1 kilometer radius or 500 meter radius, will be given to Amarnath Temple Authority. And I have described all the structure that will administer it in chapter 35. So these are our most important demand. As you know, all parties have opposed it. Anna has opposed Ram Janmabhoomi. He says that the masjid should be allowed to continue there. Anna has opposed Krishna Janmabhoomi. Anna has also opposed Kashi Vishwanath. In good say, I would say, okay, at least Subramaniam Swami is supporting Ram Janmabhoomi, but when he was MP, he did not move any resolution in parliament to acquire the land. Now, of course, he did not have enough strength. If that resolution was defeated, I would not have blamed him. But it is a fact that he did not submit any resolution in parliament to acquire the plots, these three plots, and give it to Hindu Temple Authority. So these are our key demands. And I request you to ask other political groups, other political parties to provide the drafts of the Gazette notifications they are proposing. As far as I think, they are not proposing any Gazette notification draft, they are only making promises. I started my campaign in 1998. I was election candidate in 2009. Since 1998 or 2009, whichever starting point you take, I am the only leader, and I am a very small time leader. I don't even call myself a great leader or even a leader for that matter. I only give information, that I am giving information, and I am contesting election. I am the only election candidate who is giving draft. All other election candidates only give promises. I request you to ask these election candidates to provide the exact Gazette notification draft that they will print in the Gazette if they come in power. Thank you.